Agent Hart. Agent Patterson, Agent Martin, for the past 3 months, they've been investigating the disappearance or the possible homicide of 2 of the professors in these pictures. This one right here is Dr. Harry Johnson. This one over here is Dr. Clifford Harris. Both of them are tenured professors at the university.
I thought there was a third.
Well, Agent Hart, if you've done your homework, you notice that the picture is in the file, and it's labeled.
Thank you, Agent Patterson. I really don't think she likes me very much.
From what she said earlier, I think she disdains you.
Disdain? Really? Like I said before, I don't think we've ever met.
Maybe she read your file.
That's true. I do have some bad moments, but never involving her.
How familiar are you with the Hawaiian sovereignty movement?
Well, I know that Hawaii was annexed in the late 1800s, and there was some Akaka bill to grant some of their land back. Kind of the same status as the Native American tribes.
Yes, the annexation took place in 1898. The Akaka bill, actually, it's the least of our worries. It's all but dead in the water. Hawaii's 2 veteran senators have recently passed, and so the state's influence in Congress has been severely weakened. Now, the biggest problem with the Hawaiian sovereignty movement has been their lack of unity. Their distrust of each other has been really our greatest ally. There are several groups. They claim the right of rule. They have ratified a constitution. Some of them say they have direct heirs to the throne. A couple of the groups have even made petitions for self-determination before the United Nations. But there's been no need to worry because of their lack of unity.
So are you saying that they have been unified?
Yes. The man on the screen, Professor Kavika Kahele, he's done what none of the others have been able to do, and that is he has united all of the groups except for one.
How serious is this?
It's pretty serious. They have a ratified constitution, a registry of citizens that reached 350,000 plus, and it says they've purchased large tracts of land on the Big Island and Maui.
What about the homelands throughout the islands? Do they have those lands as well?
Not as far as we know, but they do have something else that could outweigh everything. And that is they have a direct heir to the throne whom everyone's agreed to accept. It's not a he. It's a she. Professor Kahele's daughter, Lokalani. She is the current princess, and she's about to be crowned queen.
Not possible.
She is the current heir to the throne, and she's the current princess, and she's about to be crowned queen.
There have been no signs of this.
I understand. Please tell him next week, and thank you for all that you've done for us. It was right here where we spread my mother's ashes.
It was a beautiful ceremony.
It would be fitting for the 3 of us to be here together, don't you think?
I do. In time, though.
Remember that. Please.
And I will, but where are you going?
We have work to do.
But just sit here a while.
Maybe another time.
So why are we involved in this? I mean, we're working the missing persons case. This is a sovereignty movement. This belongs to Homeland Security.
We believe they're connected. So that's why we're working with Matherson from Homeland Security. Professor Kahele has been very active over the past year or so. He's been flying to China, Washington, D.C., meeting with congressional leaders. He's been in New York at the UN. And for the past 6 weeks, nothing. It's like he's disappeared.
So you think there's a possibility he suffered the same fate as the other 2?
It's possible. Except we don't even know what happened to them. except that they've disappeared.
Could it be possible they're planning something big and he's just lying low until everything breaks loose?
Well, we're not ruling out any scenarios. And there are several possibilities that are being considered, but whatever might be, we're pretty certain that the princess will have some answers.
Lokalani? I don't think so.
Why are you so adamant about her?
I'm in class with her in the master's program. If something had happened to her father, she would definitely show it. I mean, she's very amiable and competent, but as far as her political aspirations, I just don't see it.
Then I suggest you read these.
What are these?
Those are Lokalani's political thoughts. Her ideals, her beliefs about sovereignty, self-determination, freedom. If she wrote these, then she has the understanding to be the statesman to pull this off, if she can communicate them and lead as well.
So what exactly am I doing here?
You're going undercover to see if you can find the professor by getting as close as you can to Lokalani.
And what exactly is my cover?
We've enrolled you in grad school. And classes, they start tomorrow at 7 p.m., I believe. So you have a lot of reading to do in the next 36 hours.
So have my objectives changed, sir?
No. If anything, they've been reaffirmed. If we can find what happened to those other two professors, it may give us a lead on what happened or where Professor Kahele is. And Agent Hart. We believe Lokalani's life may be in danger. So, tread carefully. The rest of the information should be in your case pack.
Governments and the influence on Hawaii. If that is not the title you expected, please check in with the registrar's office. You'll notice on page 3 of your syllabus, there are 3 projects listed that your group may choose from, and no 2 groups may do the same project. So, first one's up, get first choice. Now, on page 4, you will find the groups already divided with student leaders already appointed. Yes?
How are the group leaders if this is our first date?
Well, that's a good question. The student leaders were appointed from...
Bruh, what you doing? I told you to be here 10 minutes early.
Sorry, your bus system here is horrible.
Oh, bruh, you should have just rode your bike or something. Anyways, when you go inside there, don't say a thing. I heard this professor's a real tool. Yeah?
During that time, those students who were chosen proved to me that they are fully capable of leading a group.
Hey, I got your message. Where did you want to meet? Okay, alright, when? I'll be there.
I need something from you that wasn't on the file,
Talk to Ron, he's your contact at the office.
but you already have it.
I can't risk being seen with you, and we shouldn't even be talking now.
I just need the financial records for the pictures. Nothing
All
else.
that was in your case file.
No, it wasn't. Nor was the phone log.
Ron compiled all that. Just have him email it to
Or
you.
you could just give me yours because you already have all the notes, and I don't want to waste my time.
I do a run through the park at 7:30, so meet me there at the Red Bridge.
The Red Bridge.
You'll know when you see it. Just sit there, and I will find you there. And don't be late. Otherwise, you'll have to deal with Ron. Now go. She's alone. Do what you do best.
What are you talking about? What do I do best?
Seduction and destruction.
Why do you have such a low opinion of me?
You don't remember me, do you?
No, I don't at all.
And now's not the time.
In our
We're
section,
working.
would
So
you guys
stop
like to
talking to me
discuss?
and go talk to her.
I want to discuss Article 62.
I'm sorry, but that's not in our section.
I don't care. I want to discuss women's suffrage.
Well, we can discuss it tomorrow night at the round table when the representatives from that group are present.
But I just want to say I'm for leaving Article 62 how it is, you know? Counting voters only.
Well, Ricky, that would exclude you as well.
What? Why? I'm not overheated.
But the second line says, provided, however, that no insane person nor idiot person shall have that right. So no vote for Ricky.
Calling me insane or something, huh? What? Don't even answer. You know what? 62. 62.
So what's this about exactly? I don't understand. We've been investigating these already.
No, look at the last one.
Agent Worth? You want me to investigate my boss? Why?
Well, they're all connected. I want to know why.
The work and the professors, no way. We've been investigating these people for months, and if they were connected, something would have turned up by now.
The work, he's an agent. He's very good at keeping things hidden. He's also very good at keeping things a secret.
So is that why you brought on Agent Hart?
Well, I didn't assign Agent Hart. Worth did.
So is he involved?
Well, that's one of the unknowns that you need to discover.
Is that everything?
Everything you asked for
The phone logs?
was on the list.
Yes.
Then it's on there.
Where are you going?
You have everything you need. And I need to finish my run before the study group.
Just one question.
Hurry before someone sees us. What?
Hurry before someone sees us? I mean, really, why does it matter if anyone sees us?
I have trust issues. You have no idea the lack of confidence I have in your integrity.
My integrity? You have me at a great disadvantage, Agent Patterson, because I really don't know why you have such a low opinion of me.
You really don't remember me, do you?
No, I have no recollection of you at all.
Then
As
we're
far
gonna-
as I know, I've never seen you before.
And then we're gonna keep it that way, Agent Hart. You clueless. And don't you ever think for one moment I would ever fall in love with you. I know who you are and what you do. And if you don't stay away from me, so help me God, I will hurt you, and that is a promise.
Hello? Yeah, did you get the pictures I sent you? Alright, just let me know as soon as possible if you find anything. Okay.
This is so frustrating. Why? What's
What's wrong?
Look at this. I mean, it says I signed up for this class here and this one, and they both say Professor Kahele is teaching. But when I looked at my schedule, it says that he's on
Oh
sabbatical.
yeah, he's out of the country, somewhere in China.
Out of the country. For how
I
long?
think 4 months or so.
What is he doing in China?
Something to do with the Pacific Rim Cultural Center at the university. I think he's helping with research, but I'm not that sure.
That's Loke's dad, right?
Yeah.
Does she get to stay in touch with him very much?
Maybe once a week, but he's in a very remote area, so there's not a lot of cell reception.
That must make her really sad.
Very.
So then is that why she never mentions him?
Loki is a very private person, and she doesn't talk much about herself or her family. I mean, I'm her best friend, and she doesn't say much to me.
Because the other day I had heard some students talking, and they were talking about those missing professors, and I was wondering, they'd mentioned that Loki's dad was close with them. Is that correct?
Well, they were tenured professors together.
But were they close?
Somewhat, I guess. Where are all these questions coming from?
I was just thinking is that, I mean, these professors had gone missing and they were in trouble, and that if Loki's dad is close with them, he'd be in some kind of trouble
No,
too.
he's in no trouble. He's in China and in no trouble at all. Don't you dare ever say anything like that to
I
Loki.
think of it. It's just, I mean, this all makes me so frustrated. I came here to study under Professor Kahele, and he has not been at a single one of any of his classes.
How did you hear about the professor? He hasn't taught in over a year.
Oh, I read one of his books, and then the university had posted that his classes were now
I
active.
guess the research in China took a lot longer than they thought.
Do you know what kind of research he's doing?
I don't, and neither does Loki.
There are some similarities, but I believe that time and statehood are the issue.
What do you mean?
Well, I believe that if Hawaii had never become a state and just remained a territory, the possibilities of drawing a parallel would be staggering. But because of the status of the islands during World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War, the presence of an American military, the threat of foreign powers in the Pacific, and then the benefits for becoming a state, have completely overshadowed any thought of Hawaii becoming sovereign again. And now, with 50 plus years going by, there is no chance. Everyone is already too comfortable. It'd be easier for Texas to secede and claim her independence than it would be for Hawaii.
I disagree. There actually has never been a better time for Hawaii to push forward.
I agree, especially with the extremely bipartisan climate in Washington, the budget crisis, and the fact that we have lost 2 very influential senators over the past couple of years. Mark my words, Hawaii is going to get left behind when it comes to federal money, and then the status quo won't be so complacent anymore.
Not true. There's a huge military presence here in the islands. They can't neglect the needs of the military, so we will still get our fair share of federal funds.
Not if the current administration stays in power.
But the president's from here, that's gotta mean something.
So what? It hasn't done us any good thus far.
Although this is a very interesting discussion, I'm afraid we have strayed from the original point, which was a comparison between Taiwan and Hawaii.
Again, I say there's none.
You can't say none. That's universal negative. There are some.
If there are, they're very small and not worth mentioning.
In this discussion, everything is worth mentioning.
People's Republic of China never stopped being sovereign over its own people, never gave up that right to anyone else. Hawaii did.
Yeah, at gunpoint.
That's not exactly true, and you know
What
it.
are those Marines doing off the U.S. Boston outside of the palace with guns?
Doing their duty, obeying orders.
That were outside their parameters.
That's not true either, according to the Morgan Report.
You can't trust the Morgan Report. It was conducted by annexationist senators and was grossly different than the Blount Report.
You can't trust either because the testimonies were not giving under oath or cross-examined.
The Blount Report was used as a basis for the apology resolution, so there must be some truth.
Excuse me, what is the apology resolution?
How can you be in this class and not know what the apology resolution is?
Well, it was a joint resolution by Congress offering an official apology to the American agents and citizens who aided in the overthrow of the monarchy, and also recognized the fact that the monarchy never directly relinquished their lands to the
But doesn't a
U.S.
joint resolution have to be signed by the president?
Yes, in 1993 by Bill Clinton.
See, our own government gives validity to the Blount Report over the Morgan.
But the Supreme Court in 2009 didn't actually back up that resolution.
Actually, that decision had nothing to do with the backing or the supporting of the resolution. It was just a conclusion that the resolution was an opinion statement and that it had no legal binding effect.
So that the opinion of the federal government was that the U.S. aided in the overthrow of the monarchy.
No, not the government of the U.S., but certain agents and citizens operating outside of the consent of the executive
Then
branch.
why haven't the sovereignty movements tried to act upon the resolution?
They have. There is a bill that has been introduced several times in the Senate since the year 2000 by Senator Akaka.
It's not gonna work.
For once, we agree. It's not strong
No,
enough.
it's too strong. Congress will never go for it.
No, the biggest problem is that it has to go through the Committee of Indian Affairs, which has 7 criteria that have to be met before they can receive any recognition as a native group of the Americas, and the Akaka Bill addresses none of them.
Because it is not the same. It was its own sovereign kingdom and is 2,500 miles away from
But
the U.S.
hasn't the bill stagnated because Akaka is no longer in the Senate?
It's stagnated, but it's not dead yet.
The Akaka Bill or any form of it will never work.
That's a pretty bold statement coming from someone whose father is very influential in the sovereignty movement.
He's not even that influential. It's just that it's not important to Washington. Shar was right earlier that the needs of Hawaii will be lost in the overwhelming political machine. Plus, sovereignty groups can't even decide on which type of sovereignty they wish to possess. A state within a state, a simple recognition as Native Americans, or a free and independent nation. Right now, there are 3 different Hawaiian kingdoms, and until we fix the conflict from within, there will be no self-determination.
What are these?
Well, this is a record of the credit card transactions. And if you see here, here, and here, all 3 of the professors were at the same restaurant at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like twice a week for several months. But I thought Char said they weren't very close.
It does look like they were regular, but it all stops after the first professor's disappearance.
No, they continued with the other 2, just at a different
Oh
location.
yeah, until the second professor's disappearance.
Well, do you think Professor Kahele had something to do with the other 2 disappearing?
Well, possibly, I mean, if he was trying to keep it a secret.
Well, the best way would be if they were dead.
Well, we need to find out what they were meeting about.
I've arranged for us to get into the office tonight. We can start there.
And how did you do that?
The custodian is my cousin.
Should have known.
And I saw a text that Loki got today. Looked important.
Did you get the number?
No, it was blocked.
And how did you get this?
When Loki went up to the counter to get her food, I snuck in her bag and I took her phone.
Again, how did you get this if Char was around?
Char wasn't around. Loki was tutoring me.
No, trust me, Char was around somewhere.
I'm telling you, she wasn't around. I made sure that she went to class before I went to the cafeteria.
Any idea what this is all about?
No, nothing before or after it on the log, and it was the only message with a blocked number.
Do you think it could be from her father?
I have no idea, but it's worth checking on. I gotta go. I gotta meet my cousin in 30 minutes to pick up the keys. You wanna come with me?
No, I'll stay with her. I'll meet you there later, okay?
Alright, well, you be safe, man.
Okay.
Wet. Please.
Whoa, what is this?
Who is that?
I don't know, but we can find out.
This is not what I was instructed to do. I have been asked to speak with the professor directly.
I understand, Mr. Romanoff, but like I've said, the professor is presently detained and has sent me on his behalf.
When can I expect to see him again?
You will speak to the regent soon, I promise.
The motion will not be presented on the floor until I speak with the professor.
Mr. Romanoff, that was not a part of the agreement. This is the last payment, therefore you should proceed.
Ivan Romanov. Wow. He works for the Russian embassy in Washington.
What is he doing on the Big Island?
I don't know, and why is he with Loki?
When I speak with the professor, then we proceed, not before.
Mr. Romanoff!
You have my answer. No professor, no motion.
I told you we couldn't trust him.
We don't have a choice. We need their vote.
He followed him to the hotel. He has him under surveillance. What are you doing here? You're gonna blow your cover. You take way too many risks and you're reckless. I don't like working with you.
So is there a problem with you two?
No, sir, not at all.
Okay, then Agent Hart, do you have something of importance?
Yes, I do actually. Ricky just got back from searching Professor Johnson's office at the university, and we think we found out how the professors were connected.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the connection?
As far as I can tell, it was a research group studying burial practices of these people right here.
Ali, it's chief.
Yeah, and it's the responsibility of the
Kahu, shepherd, caretaker.
as some kind of keeper of the bones.
This was in the office?
Yeah, Ricky said it was in the ceiling above the desk.
Okay, were there any specific elite they were looking for? Graves, specific graves?
See, this is where it got a little interesting and confusing because it was the Hawaiian name for the tiger shark.
Niuhi.
Yeah, it mentions this several times on the map, right here, and these two times right here.
Yes. Koloko. Have you showed this to anyone else? Does anyone else know that you have this file?
No, just me and Ricky.
Okay, and you never took it anywhere like to class or home or
no, we just came straight here.
Okay, and you never made a copy of it or anything like that?
No, that's the only one. We didn't have time.
Okay, good.
Why all these questions?
Believe me, it's for your protection. Okay, I'll explain more later, but I need to take a moment or two to verify something, and then I will explain what this is about.
What was that all about?
I don't know. It was strange.
Hey guys, listen to this. I just got off the phone with one of my contacts in the State Department, and they just said that a high-ranking official of the Chinese Diplomatic Corps has made reservations to Hilo and is arriving here tomorrow.
Well, what's his purpose?
He didn't exactly say, but he does have a copy of his itinerary. Are you even paying attention? This is the breakthrough that we really need for this case.
What was it?
So his itinerary says that he arrives at 900 hours, and then at 1300 he has a tour of the volcano. Then at 1800 hours he has dinner reservations at this meeting in Hilo, and the reservations are under the name Kahele.